Hello friends! In today's video we're going to be talking about my January makeup favorites. This is the best makeup from January in my opinion. It is absolutely some of the best products I have tried and tested. There's also some beauty in here as well, like fragrance and skincare, so let's get started. I can't wait to dive in. The first product I want to talk about is actually from Pat McGrath. Now this is the new Bridgerton and Pat McGrath collection. This is the Pat McGrath and Bridgerton palette. Super gorgeous with the packaging. I think it's so pretty. It's definitely Bridgerton. It's very like elegant and purple and blue. And if you do recall, these colors are actually very royal in nature as well. So it's actually really, really stunning. I've now tested every single shade in here and they are so beautiful. There's no duds in here. We do have some shimmers, we have some satins, and we also have a matte in this palette. So there is only the one matte down here. There's two satins and then we have three shimmers, with this one being more so like a glitter topper. There is still pigment underneath it, but it does have a heavier shimmer component versus the other two. This is so pretty though. I did argue that in my review of this, I was like, I don't know if the pinks were like the perfect way to build this palette up, but nonetheless, I have really found that building some looks with this has been really, really fun and simple to do because the Pat McGrath quality is maintained in this palette. This mirror is also like the size of the palette alone, so it's perfect for on the go, and the cardboard packaging I would probably say is much more travel friendly than the black lacquer. So I really love this, even though I love the black lacquer packaging more. It has my heart, of course, but this is perfect if you are looking for this palette and you're wondering if it's actually worth buying because it's not quite the 10-pan motherships she's used to making. Do not worry, the quality is perfect, and if you feel like you could make looks with this palette, I think you'll enjoy it. This next one is actually another part of the collection. It's the Pat McGrath and Bridgerton highlight. I actually put this in because it's a really nice and unique highlight. It's not quite something that I have repeated in my collection a lot of times. I know there's lots of champagne highlights that we love and pinky tones and stuff like that, but this is one that's actually a little bit different, and I really do like something different. Has a really cool, interesting gleam to it. Very, very soft. Sort of feels like a heavier, I would say, Blitz Astral shade in my opinion. It's just really, really smooth and super, super gorgeous. In my opinion, this is definitely not a highlight for every day. I do think it can get quite blinding quite quickly, and I also like that it's a little bit more of like a highlight spotlight. So there's some out there that you can keep a little bit more subtle. I would argue for this one, it really is meant for those of us that want our highlight to be one of the dominant factors or features of our makeup look. Definitely one of my favorite highlighters right now for just how unique it is. Now, kind of going a different direction for the beauty favorites of this month, I wanted to share the, is it Nécessaire? Is that how you say this brand? Nécessaire, the body lotion. This is actually part of a trial kit where I did purchase a few months back where I really wanted to try this brand out. I wasn't sure if it was actually worth the money or the hype. It's such clean, beautiful packaging, like very sleek, so it attracted me right away, and the products on the inside are actually really nice. This one happens to be my favorite out of the kit, the body lotion. There's also a body serum, which I enjoyed really well. There's an exfoliator, and there's also a body wash, which are beautiful. So if you are interested in the brand, I really have been enjoying it, but topping it is the body lotion. This is a scentless one, so there's no fragrance for those of us that don't want fragrance in our lotions. And it seems to absorb into the skin beautifully. Retain your moisture really, really well. I actually use this after a shower or a bath, and I feel like the smoothness and the hydration of my body is maintained all day. It's also one, too, that doesn't remain greasy on the skin. Sometimes I steer away from doing moisturizer and lotion after because then my skin is so greasy that putting on my clothes is a nightmare, and I don't want to do that. But this is one that seeps in really, really quickly, retains that moisture, but doesn't give that sticky or oily feeling. It just seeps into the skin and makes it feel amazing. So definitely worth the hype, in my opinion, and they killed it with the packaging. We also have this lovely skincare product from Youth to the People that has made my best beauty of January. Super Berry Dream Cleansing Balm from Youth to the People. Love this cleansing balm. Like, this is giving the pharmacy one a run for its money. I love the scent of this. It's very like natural smelling. It's not like perfumey or fake. It just smells like the superfoods that are in here. So it's not like synthetic fragrance smelling. This is supposed to have prickly pear and Makai. I'm not sure what that is. It's supposed to also have hyaluronic acid, and it does melt the makeup off really, really easily. You don't need a ton. You can see I've barely put a dent in this, and it does seem to lather up and really softly exfoliate and get that makeup melted right off. I really, really love this one. I love the packaging. It's very sustainable. So this is a lovely one from You to the People. They make great skincare, but this is a standout. I've been using this ever since I got it. I'm definitely going to repurchase this when it's done. Now let's talk about my favorite foundation of this month. There have been quite a few launches, and if you haven't seen my ranking foundations video, I will leave it in the description box for you. But this is my favorite from this month. This is the #1 to Chanel foundation. This is so beautiful. I wear the shade B20, and this is one that just makes your skin look gorgeous. It's medium coverage, but buildable. It doesn't look cakey on the skin if you do happen to add more layers. It does claim to have skincare ingredients, although I've mentioned in the past, like, I don't really know how effective they are because I think it would take a lot of uses to do that. Probably finishing this bottle, I would say, before you would even notice anything slight with the improvement of your skin. Why I love this one is really just how easy it is to wear and how easy it is to achieve a perfectly natural glowy base. Like, it's so easy to use because you don't have to prep your skin a lot before you put it on. There's a lot of others that are launched in this past month where I felt like prep work you have to do is decently significant in order to make it look its best, right? But this is one where the user friendliness is 10 out of 10, and it actually lasts a really nice 12-hour period with barely any dryness picking up. So I absolutely love this one. I'm so glad Chanel made it because I just think it's great, and this is definitely the best foundation from January, in my opinion. Now, speaking of the Chanel collection, I actually tested a lot of new Chanel makeup in the past month in a separate video if you haven't seen that. But this is also one that takes the cake for me. This is the Mediterranean Quad from the Spring-Summer 2022 collection. This is definitely a favorite quad from this month. I've been wearing it constantly. It really is your eyes, but enhanced. We're not talking about a heavily pigment-forward look. We're definitely more so talking about metallic shine, softer hues, really bringing out your beauty, and this is absolutely like an everyday friendly palette. We have golds, we have a lighter gold, a yellow gold, a bit of a olivey/gray gold, and we also have a really cool taupey color. So this is really, really special, and I just love how this is so complementary. I can put a look together very fast and layer these easily. Keep in mind, if you are new to Chanel and their pigments, you can expect to layer each shade probably 2 to 3 times if you want like that full opacity that it can offer you. Choose 1 to all 4 shades for a multi-dimensional look, and it looks fabulous. So this is the REPHR Ombre eyeshadow quad in Mediterranean. Next, I want to talk about a hair product that I've been using lately. This is actually the trio from Moroccan Oil. I did get this in PR, so I wanted to see what it was all about. I haven't actually tried a lot of Moroccan Oil products, and when I saw this, I was like, whoa, that's exciting. I'm blonde. Let's do this. This is the Blonde Perfecting Trio. It came with the purple shampoo, it came with the purple conditioner, and it also comes with the Moroccan Oil treatment in light. My only complaint with this mini size is that it doesn't have a refined applicator. It doesn't have a dropper. It doesn't have a pump. So because of that, it is actually like an open container with like an open gaping hole, right? So this is where a lot of product can rush out really, really fast. If you are not careful, that is, right? So for me, I've been extremely careful, and I do know that this is an oil that has a significant impact with very little of it. So that's why you just have to put a little bit at a time with this mini size. But it is the perfect way to test it because you don't have to buy a larger size to commit right away if it's not a fit for you. It smells like the shampoo and conditioners, but a little bit more heavier to me. Like the shampoo and conditioner actually smells a little bit more pleasant overall. This one smells like a little bit heavier underneath, so it's not quite my favorite. I do think the Olaplex one is a little bit thinner, and it also has a more pleasurable smell, I guess, but this is still one that does a really nice job of keeping frizz at bay, of adding hydration, adding shine, keeping everything nice and glossy if you would like. This is why I put it in my favorites, because I do think Moroccan Oil makes a really nice hair oil. Now let's talk about the shampoo and conditioner. I'm going to talk about these together. Both of them are a very rich purple. They're super beautiful. The tone is fantastic while also keeping your moisture at bay. Sometimes when it comes to toning products anyway, I've noticed that if you want more tone, you actually get dryness. If you want more moisture, then often you get less tone and it's not as nice of a color translation, but this one actually has a perfect combo. The perfect moisture level, the perfect tone level. So this is a great option. I really like the Amika one. I like the Dry Bar one, but this one is way up there in my opinion. Like these two together, the shampoo and conditioner, are perfect for blondes. So if you are interested in toning your hair and keeping your blonde nice and vibrant and removing that brass, I do think that this Moroccan Oil Trio is a beautiful one if you are interested in a purple product. Now, I shared this on my TikTok account. If you haven't already followed me over there, it's _Jena Froese if you're interested. But this is a fragrance wardrobe that I picked up. You can barely see it because it's basically like white, so it's going to really camouflage itself into my background. But this is the perfect way to test out so many beautiful fragrances from this luxury perfume house. Now, this is called, I'm gonna botch this because every time I see French, I'm like, oh crap. This is the Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And of course, their most popular fragrance is the Baccarat Rouge 540, which is one that I have not tried yet. I can't believe it. I was like, okay, this needs to happen. It's so trendy. It looks so stunning. It's also very luxurious. I have to tell you guys if it's worth it. So I found this on a website called Twisted Lily. They do have a discovery collection of quite a few of his fragrances, and it has all of these in sample form. Now, if you are close to a store and you're able to get like a little sample, I guess this might not be for you, but I'm somebody that doesn't have a Holt Renfrew or a Nordstrom or anything in my city that carries Baccarat Rouge. So for me, I either buy the bottle at what, $400 or something and hope I like it, which is crazy, or I get something like this and test out the entire line in little perfume samples. They're not very big, they're like these, but these are big enough to have multiple uses, probably at least 5 to 10. So I just poked myself. Like, ouch. So you can get multiple uses from this, which is actually lovely. So I have tried Baccarat Rouge 540 and I've added it to my cart. Like, love that fragrance. It's insane. So once I get it, I'll of course haul it for you guys and describe it in depth. But this is such a beautiful way to try so many products from his line. So I'm glad that I got this. I do think this is a favorite from this month because I was able to test so many others. I'm still testing them and I can't wait to see if there's other favorites from his line. If you have any other favorites besides Baccarat Rouge 540, or if you have a personal experience with the Rouge 540, I would love to hear it down below. We also have another fragrance favorite for the month of January. This is actually a perfume my hubby got me, which was so sweet. And this is the one out of all the Tiffany perfumes that I think smells the best. This one is the And Love, I think. Tiffany and Love for Her, I believe is what it's called. Now, every time that I get perfumes, I try my best to describe them for you. Okay. First of all, this makes me happy because there's sentimental value added to this, which is a gift from my husband. So right off the bat, I mean, that's going to be your own personal thing. If you buy it for yourself or you receive it as a gift, if there is sentiment, it adds to the overall experience, right? But this one is bright. It's citrusy. It has a little bit of a woody base. It just smells like summer, but with elegance. It almost has like a, citrusy, sparkling, like kind of like a Prosecco or something right off the top. It's very, very high up there. A little bit of a spicy herb, like maybe basil in there, and then it has that woody finish, but like nothing heavy, like nothing super warm. It's so gorgeous. I just love this. I mean, if you have a similar perfume style to me, which is like fresh floral, fruity, that type of thing, I really think this will be up your alley. Now, you can get this a lot more easily now. When it was first launched, it was impossible for Canadians to get it, and now it's at Shoppers, I believe, and probably Hudson's Bay. Of course, it's still available on Tiffany's website too, so this is a lovely one. I mean, I have barely used it because a little goes a long way. There's a lot of longevity with this one too. I do find I can still smell it at the end of the night, which is like, yay! Like amazing, right? It's kind of like my qualm with Jo Malone London. I love her cocktail of fragrances. They're so complex and beautiful, but the staying power actually requires work sometimes. So you know, it is what it is. But this one by Tiffany does last all night. Love this one. The last favorite for January is the NARS Afterglow palette. Okay, look how crazy metallic this one is. It's so crazy, but I love their packaging. It's very sleek. It's very beautiful. It's actually a blush I'm wearing today. It's actually this one that I picked up today, and this highlight. It is such a pretty palette. Now, I always get questions like, are the NARS cheek palettes like insanely different from each other? I would say no. I'll be honest. This is really meant for, if you want to get multiple of these palettes, it's really meant for those of us that actually enjoy them, right? If you have one and you're like, I'm good, I don't think that they vary that much to warrant all of them, like every single one, unless you really enjoy the formulation. So this is one that actually is really, really stunning. It's not the Bake Jelly formulation that we're used to. It actually is more so of a matte formulation and a little bit on the powdery side, but it still has a really nice color translation. I would say this four, like this highlight and then these three, are my favorites. This is a lovely palette if you are interested in their cheek palettes, especially if you're a collector and you're wondering if this one is worth it. I actually do think it actually is. I think it's amazing. What are your January favorite products? I'm super interested. Do let me know down below your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next one, guys, take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.